What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, guys, let's try to see if we could get through what we're gonna talk about today quick, and then I'll let y'all go. First thing is we have this tweet here from watcher.guru, and this is a day ago. What is this? Oh, this was the House that passed the bill. But hold on. We'll get to that. Maestro, he's hilarious. Oh my god, this is so funny. All right, let's see here. Arizona Bitcoin. Let's see. So I think it was just, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if this is true, but it says here that Arizona State approves first ever U.S. Bitcoin reserve. Okay. Is it true? Okay, breaking Arizona has passed. Well, I mean, I think at this point, one day ago, it passed both chambers, and then I think, yeah, and this was the whole thing, is just needed one signature from the governor. So hopefully the governor signs it, and then of course first state to have a Bitcoin reserve. That's huge. That is huge. Yeah, so we have that going on. BlackRock has been buying Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, or Bitcoin, right? And I think the Ethereum as well. They've been buying quite a bit. So watch out, guys. Something is in the mix. This quarter, there's a lot of expectations that we are going to be seeing some really, really great numbers. The fear and greed index, neutral, but it's creeping up, little by little, creeping up. Altcoin season is nowhere near. Yet some projects have pumped quite a bit. Let's take a look at the memes. And the memes not doing too hot today. A lot of red. AI16Z is up 12%. This dog here, 9%. But a lot of things in the red or pretty much flat. What else? Oh, this house coin here. Don't know what this is. There's always something that just comes out to just take away from everything else, and everybody jumps in. And then you have the cabals, the first ones, the insiders that are pumping the lights out of these things, and people jump in, and then they buy, and then they dump on them, and then that's it. Community members, right? Anyhow, because then they don't build anything. I'm not entirely sure what the whole deal is with this house coin, but I'm just saying, if it's another meme, it's gonna be useless. Why do you need 50 memes and none of them have any utility? For that, we should just all stick to Doge, right? I mean, same thing, and when we pump that thing to $1 trillion, and we all become rich. But Andy also not doing too bad. And then, yeah, just a lot of red. Peppercoin, one of the few, but I mean, even this is very little. But what Peppercoin, what makes Peppercoin different and stands from everything else, it's everything that Peppercoin is doing, the stuff that they're building and continuing to add value to the token itself and the project. That's why I continue to be still quite bullish on Peppercoin. because there's more than just, oh, this is just a meme, okay, and we all laugh, and oh well, we are just part of a community, a movement. Okay, what's the movement? I don't know, whatever that movement is, right? And then once you get to that, then what? And sometimes these ideas or these movements are completely, unreachable. And I know some people are going to be like, yeah, but, your whole peppening thing, it's never going to happen. But we don't know that, right? It's never going to happen until the day that it does, right? And then once that happens, then it's like, oh, shoot, how were you able to see, that was going to come? And in reality, nobody knows, right? But even if we get, you know, half of what the other Pepe, has, or where the other Pepe, whatever market cap it reaches by the end of this cycle, if we get even to half of that, I mean, it's going to make quite a bit of people in this project quite a bit of money. So keep that in mind. Let me see, something I wanted to show you guys. So from yesterday, I actually moved a little bit, and let's see, what's it, the 1 year? Yeah, the 1 year. So I was looking at this chart. Guys, by any means, I'm not a chartist or any of that, or TA. I'm just looking at how from like the second week of February, we've just been, it's almost like just consolidating. It's just sideways movements practically. So I just feel that at some point in time, we are going to start moving, rather quickly. Something has to happen, and like I said, let me see, it would put us at what, 6 weeks? No, not 6 weeks. No, we're about what, 10 weeks. Yeah, so like about 10 weeks just going sideways. Okay. Maybe we go another 2 more weeks going sideways. Who knows? Maybe in the next couple days we just, do one of these crazy moves up. But I mean, this tend to not work too good, as you can see, because we eventually just, come crashing rather quickly. But if we have, more of a slower move up, and little by little, we hit 60 cents. I think one of the points of, resistance is like that 65 cent ish, somewhere around here. It's, close to that. Every time that we come close to that, it kind of like rejects it. And then after that, it'll probably somewhere around maybe 80 something cents, then $1. And we are going to hit those numbers. Definitely. We're definitely going to hit over $1. I do believe what we got here, almost $6, right? Are we going to hit $6? Absolutely. I think we're going to hit $6 and potentially even more. So, what am I doing? I just bought more Peppercoin a few days ago. I think these are incredibly cheap Peppercoins, honestly. But then again, I mean, I believe that Peppercoin is gonna pull something up. Now, the elephant in the room, and let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about some things that I'm seeing that, maybe is the reason why some people are, making certain moves or whatnot. But this address here is for people that have staked Pepe coins, okay, for brains. And an hour ago, somebody unstaked 100,000 Pepe coins, okay? And this is probably all part of the same situation, right? That we're not really getting anything from Committer and the Base AI team. And maybe people, are just growing weary or uneasy, and maybe they are just doing that. Or maybe this person has more than one brain and is just unstaking one of them. I'm not 100% sure what the whole deal is, but this continues to happen where we're starting to see people just unstaking some of their Pepe coins. One person, I think, unstaked and then sold their 100,000 Pepe coins. Maybe this person, now that Pepe coin is going up, maybe this person will do the same. Maybe they'll sell these 100,000 Pepe coins. And honestly, all this is part of the game, and it's all fair game. And if that's what they want to do, then by all means, go ahead and do it. But there's going to be a point, okay? Just like it happens with Bitcoin. You see all these sell pressure, sell. And we go from $109,000 per Pepe coin. Well, that would be amazing. $109,000 per Bitcoin, and it drops all the way to like 70 something thousand dollars. But a point comes, right, where that's it, and the sell pressure just drives. What happens next? What happens next is Bitcoin goes from 70 something thousand dollars to 90 something thousand dollars, right? I mean, currently we're sitting at over $95,000. And so those people that sold at 70 something are probably hurting now, or they're buying in, at higher prices. One or the other. I don't guess in this game, guys. I just buy and hold, right? This is something that I've told you guys for some time, and that's my game. First of all, I don't have a whole lot of time in my hand to just be surfing through everything, checking everything. Not like I really know how to check a lot of things. I mean, there's some things that I do know, and those things that I do know I use, and I share with you guys. But I really don't have all the time in the world, and probably none of you guys either. We all have work, and life to attend to, and and so the best strategy is, it's DCA, little by little, buy, and hold. And so that's what I'm seeing here. It's probably all part of what's happening with Base AI not talking. Same thing here, even with the burn. The burn, 4 days ago, somebody burned $3,730 and 30 Pepe coins. And then after that, it was nothing. And then today we saw, a little bit of burn here. But again, all this is very reflective of not seeing anything going on with Base AI. Fascinating enough, the minute that every time that committers just comes out and either throws a note, or the Base AI account on Twitter says something, it just pumps, and it brings Pepe coin with it. And that's the other thing that I wanted to mention. I'm not going to say 100%, but there is a very high chance, probability, that the reason why Pepe coin is at the price that it's at is because it is so tightly knit to Base AI. talking about that, let's take a look at the price of Base AI. So Pepe coin currently 55 cents, and it's gone up 4 point almost 5%. So let's take a look at Base AI, and it's probably going to be similar. Yeah, you see, it's very, very similar. It's really interesting, that both projects are extremely tight, because they are, right? And this is what we were told. This is what I've come to understand. This is what everybody has come to understand. And so when Base AI is not doing anything, it's really difficult for Pepe coin to also move. Now, Kekspace is going to be, I think Kekspace is going to be such an amazing a thing for not just for us holding Pepe coin. It's going to be such an amazing sphere, I guess you could say, for all Web3 enthusiasts, right? That are, that could use a spot, right, to be more than just a wallet, or or maybe make your Web3 experience more fun, and it brings me to this post here from Coinbase. Okay, this Coinbase wallet, where it says, what if a wallet was more than a wallet? What if it was a social hub? Isn't this absolutely insane? It's like almost every, if you guys have been following this channel for some time, you have noticed that a lot of these big, companies, or even Elon Musk, and like they throw hints of things that Peppercoin is either already working or they have already released. And in this case, right, it's crazy. What if it was a social hub? That's exactly what Kekspace is. And that's why Archaic here, BP Crypto here, they reply to the Coinbase wallet like, yeah, you guys are just thinking about this. Well, this thing has already been, it already is a thing, or, way ahead of you. But, I don't know if the devs are going to have to pull some strings, where they're going to have to maybe reach out to some of these companies or something, somehow get the attention. Because, as much noise as we make in Twitter, it's, it just seems to not be getting anywhere, or at least that's what it feels like. And there's so much noise everywhere else that sometimes to cut through it is just it's just exhausting. So yeah, really interesting thing how Peppercoin always somehow seems to be ahead of the curve, and once again is showing it with Kekspace. Kekspace is extremely fun, honestly. I haven't gone in because I did all the quests already. Haven't really had time, and I've been deciding to make a video instead of this computer shut off on me. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, so I decided to make a video instead. Yeah, but pretty interesting stuff there. Either in the AI space, or in the gaming space, or in the meme space, or the whatever space. Now the social hub space. Peppercoin just always seems to kind of have that. I don't know. It's like they're able to see ahead, like what's other people or the companies are. They're great ideas, what they are. So, but that's something interesting there. What else? let me see. Oh yeah, we were looking at also based AI. It's just comparing, right, guys? And it's just these two things are tied to the hip. Kekspace. It's absolutely an amazing idea, as I've already mentioned. And but we just need base AI to at least say something, release something, right? Even if they release the bridge, right, and everybody decides to sell or whatever, I mean, that's better than, where we are at the moment. Because what's going to happen is all those of us that will be left behind, I mean, we'll pick up whatever pieces we can. And, and if the tech is, as good as it seems like it is, or as committer, makes it seem, then then it doesn't matter, because he also said that they have enough funds, right, for 12 rounds, and I'm not entirely sure what round we're on. Maybe we already are in the 11th round, or the 10th round, or the 12th round, or maybe we pass all 12 rounds. And anywho, yeah, I really love to see base AI, just come out with anything, and so we can see a pumpity pump. And what else? Look at these other guys, and then I'll let you guys go. Buoy here, moving a little bit. Chunk has just been pretty flat. Let me see this Sui agent thing. Whatever. I moved a little bit. GameStop, okay, 2%. So today it's not really that big of a move. Or Kekistan, on the other hand, I mean, this thing continues to move, and it's rocking it. This is good. $3.5 million market cap. I think at some point in time, I don't know, this thing was like what, like $500,000. So it's done like around a 7x in what? Let me see, in a month, maybe? Yeah, probably like in about a month. It says here 414%. So it's somewhere around there. So it's nice to see Kekistan moving, but it's nicer for it to be moving while you have it in your in your wallet, right? So yeah. One last thing. If you feel like you're losing hope, I mean, a lot of us do go through this, right? And I was thinking about, how crazy the market almost seems to like have such a good gauge on people's sentiment. I don't know if it is because we kind of feed off of each other. I mean, people that FUD and the others that read all the FUD probably get, contaminated. Yeah, I know. It's just probably influence, right? It's just one person influences another, and another influences another. And when you have big accounts, being negative, then of course it influences everybody on their feed and yada, yada, yada. So I'm sure that a lot of people have probably felt and probably still feel like they're losing hope. I saw a post. I don't have it up. Like I said, my computer just crashed on me. And I'm not about to be looking for it. But I saw a post of someone saying that they saw this exact type of sentiment back in 2020 or 2021, something like that, just before, the big push. And, and I'm sure that a lot of people stayed on the sideline, or, or they decided that they weren't going to participate. And then, of course, the bulls went running, and, well, they didn't make life-changing money. The same thing is gonna happen this time around. The same thing is gonna happen next cycle, if we have a next cycle, especially similar to these cyclical moves. It's gonna continue to happen because, emotionally, people do tend to make decisions, and those decisions, they tend to be not the best ones, right? So don't lose hope. I'm sure that even some people that are holding fast movers like Farcoin or whatever, or Trump token, whatever, I'm sure that even a lot of people in those projects are feeling completely down, and because they're still quite a bit in the red. Definitely not like some others. I mean, Peppercoin is still like 80 something percent in the red for the last month or three. No, so in the last month it's up a little bit. For in the last year, 87%. I mean, that's huge, right? But I do believe that Peppercoin will make all that back and more. So for now, we just continue to wait. If that's what you want to do, I'm gonna continue to wait. I actually am adding more. I'm not down 80 something percent because I have been dollar cost averaging, so my average has dropped significantly, a lot. So I am in a pretty decent spot, and I will continue to add more Peppercoin. I do feel that once this thing starts going up, and with my lower average, it's going to yield that very, 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 very good returns. So, but anyways, those are my thoughts. Also, one very last thing, keep a look at the holder counts. It continues to go up. According to CoinMarketCap, the holder count now is over 19,000. We were always around 18,000. So, probably maybe a couple hundred people have joined. So I mean, little by little, it's not crazy move, but definitely this may be part of Kekspace onboarding people. So, but anyways, that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, please support the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will continue to post bullish Peppercoin outlooks. All right, take care, y'all. Peace out.